Donald Trump is responsible for the deaths of that American Airlines flight. I mean, it's quite obvious. If we take a look at what happened in LA, LA had the massive, fire in Pacific Palisades and Altadena. And shout out to all of the brothers and sisters who were affected in those areas. And I pray that the Most High restores you speedily and helps you get back on your feet. But you remember when that situation happened, the reservoirs were empty. And the mayor of LA was, I think, in Ghana, as she was being told that there was going to be a major fire there, much bigger than anyone could have anticipated. And even the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, who was instructed about the importance of keeping these reservoirs full, but he overlooked that for his own agenda. And then, of course, tragedy struck, and now no one wants to take accountability. But the one who held them accountable was who? It was Donald Trump. It was Donald Trump who said, hey, you are the ones who administrate this government here in California and in LA. It's your fault that these things were not taken care of. It's due to your democratic policies. They create, disaster in a lot of the major cities. And in certain ways, he was right about that. So why should we not hold Donald Trump accountable for the same thing? It's during his presidency where he just fired the head of the FAA, and that organization helps the air traffic control towers and all of that. He just fired the chief of that whole organization and is coming with these bogus proposals to try to get as many federal workers as he can to resign. So he did this, 100 bills signed in his first day in office, and he's showed himself completely incapable of governing this country. But that's to be expected, because Yah said in the last days that he was going to take away the wisdom from the heathen. And all of these disasters within the first 2 weeks of this presidency only proves one thing, that the word of Yah is real. And this is the time, brothers and sisters, to stand together. He blames DEI for the fact that the helicopter crashed into the jet, right? He blames DEI for that. But DEI has been around for decades, and there hasn't been an American airline that crashed since 2013. So that means even with DEI policies in there, since 2013 till now, there has been no crash on United States land, right? So how can he now blame DEI? When we hear DEI, we know that that's a racist dog whistle for black folk, right? And even though it's due to the efforts of our people and our ancestors fighting for equality, DEI was one of those bills that was established, but still black people are at the bottom of that totem pole too. So they put at the front of the helm, they put the white woman, and then they put the gay LGBT man and woman, and then they put, the Hindus and the Arabs, the Punjabim, the Punjabs. They put all of them ahead of us, and the Hispanics, they put them up there, and black folk is dead last. And they expect us to fight over their crumbs, right? So when we hear DEI, we know statistically the majority of DEI jobs and careers were white women. They benefited the most for our blood, sweat, and tears, right? But the intent, it's like actually a spell. And I want y'all to get familiar with these things. Like when you hear these things that are blatant disregards for reality, it's not that Donald Trump doesn't know that he's responsible, nor his government. They all know he is, but they're going to continue to gaslight us. And that gaslighting is actually a spell. So when you think of gaslighting, I want you to think a little bit deeper. I want y'all to think spiritually and connect the dots to understand that this is really all about putting spells over the minds and the hearts of the people. But it's the word of God and the spirit of Yah that actually gives us insight to discern when someone is trying to use witchcraft against us, when someone is trying to manipulate, dominate, or dominate us, or intimidate us. All of those are the three hallmarks of witchcraft, which Donald Trump does well. Okay, so nonetheless, before they could even pull the people, their bodies and their family, retrieve their loved ones who passed away in this crash, he blames black folk. But yet goes around to all the nations and says America is first. But guess what? The Most High God, he said that those who are first shall be last. And then he says the last shall be first. So you want to put yourself out there, and all of the rednecks and that racist contingency that voted him in for their racist ideologies to actually tighten the noose around the black community, you know, ostracize the black community, oppress us again, take away our rights. Actually, we see that quite the opposite is happening. The more they do this, we all see, family, brothers and sisters, we all see the truth. America's falling. So the more they come at us, the more the Heavenly Father is actually bringing down their kingdom. And it ain't no coming back after this one. This is the last one. This is the last, you know, spinning around the block for white America. And then they have destroyed all of their allies, the relationships with all their allies. Canada now is at odds with Trump. Mexico is at odds with Trump. So that means no one really has the backs of the United States government anymore. But that's not our concern. Because the same way we were brought here was by the hand of the Most High, we're going to be delivered out of here by the hand of the Most High. So these people, they're going to be fighting themselves like cats and dogs for the next 4 years. Or, you know what I'm saying? That's their fight. So now let us stand firm in the word. Let us, you know, help and elevate each other. And that's what another thing I want to talk about. The sister Tabitha Brown, who had a skincare company, right? And we all know Target said they're eliminating, as well as Walmart, DEI hire and programming, right? To carry black products in their stores and teach equality amongst their hiring, right? They're doing away with that. And so now us as a people, we got to make adjustments. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Tabitha Brown, when asked about this, she made a statement saying, hey, we still basically should be shopping at Target and we should still be shopping at Walmart because there are black products there. But see, and she was kind of, you know, I can understand her hurt. And a lot of business owners, they put time, energy, and sacrifice into what they have. But she said this and pretty much said that we need to continue to patronize these groups who outwardly and blatantly saying they don't want us. They hate us. They don't want our money. They don't want our business. You never beg people to take your money. You never beg a business to take your money. These were lessons I was taught from my father when I was young. And he said, if they don't respect you, when you walk into a store, if they don't attend to you, if they don't greet you, if they're not willing to serve you, keep your money in your pocket and walk out. So we now have to understand that it's greater than any one of us. And it's sad that the sister's business, you know, Target, she was saying we need to go there to support them. But before she could blink an eye, Target done put her stuff on clearance with 50 to 70% off all her products. So she was saying, hey, we need to still go there and support these things. But that very same day or the next day after, Target slashed her stuff. And then she has no smoke for Target. So we got to get out of the habit of allowing other people to attack the black community, even if it's one of our own, when we're actually taking steps, the right steps to do what we have to do to be self-sufficient. So those who don't have many options other than to shop at a Walmart or a Target, I can understand that. But those who do, man, let's not give our money to people who clearly don't like us and hate us. Because the more we practice that, in due season and in time, because we are an ingenuity, and our people, we are inventive. The more we start to move away from these people, the faster we're going to actually start to support our own businesses. The more we're going to be able to pull away from this beast system to actually do for self and patronize one another. These things are happening by the hand of Yah. And it seems like, because America's going through so much tribulation due to the president, that things are falling apart, but actually in a lot of ways, they're being turned right side up. We've been living and used to living upside down. But now I actually think that Yah is beginning to turn things right side up, and we have to make certain adjustments. We got to make adjustments. So I just want to continue to encourage you in the Lord, and in the Most High, in Yah, in Jesus, whose name is Yahushua. This is a critical hour for us, and the world stops going around when we pull ourselves out of it. Every nationality is emulating us, especially here, right? It's us who drive the culture. It's us who invent the inventions. We're more than just gifted at sports and entertainment, but we are the #1 scientists and creators and inventors. If it wasn't for black people, I wouldn't be on this cell phone right now. A black man created that cell phone. A black woman created the GPS. A black man created that laptop, video game consoles. Black man created the first drone. You see how inventive we are? But what the white people and the ish people have done is they have taken our intellectual property, and then they patent it. And they make sure we pretty much never get a patent, just like the record companies make sure we never get our masters. Because then you really make the money off of that product. So no more are we going to be praying for these people. No more are we going to be giving these people the best of what we have to offer. Let's take what we have to offer and really nurture and nourish ourselves off of that, man. Like, we are the most gifted. Black people, y'all are awesome. We are made in the image of the Most High. You guys are awesome, man. Praise be Yah. I mean, I love my people. I love our people. Man, I love y'all. And I think Yah to be a part of our nation. And everybody in the world is against our people. But look, we still rise. We still create. We still here. We're still flourishing and thriving despite everything that this government has done against us. So let's not let Donald Trump get our hearts down and our spirits down. But Yah is doing a mighty thing in this hour. And Trump is responsible for the deaths. I think it's over 60 people who died in that plane crash. And on top of that, he's saying this is a DEI hire. Both for the pilots and the helicopter. The plane was landing, and as the plane was descending, the Black Hawk helicopter flew directly into it. And both of those pilots were white. So the pilots are white. Over 90, I think it said 94% of airline pilots are white. And most of them probably white men. 80-something% of those who are mechanics working on these things, I saw some statistics earlier, those are white people. So they want to make us the face of these things and say DEI, but they're the ultimate DEI because they don't have that inventive ability that we do. We create these industries and they just take these industries. So no more create industries that we don't have power or control over. No more of black people oppressing others to take our rights away and then sell it like some of the people in the record industries. No more of that. No more. So let's start coming together and using our gifts in Yah. Let's love one another. Let's promote each other's businesses. Let's do these things. This is the hour. And if we practice that for 1 to 2 years, you're going to see this whole world change. Let's just give it a year or two, brothers and sisters. Let's give this thing a year. Let's test it out. Let's really start looking and going out of our way to find black businesses when we're able. Let's really make a conscious effort as a whole to do that. And like I said, some people may not have that ability, and I understand that. But let's try that. Let's try that for 2 years. and watch the state of Black America continue to rise as theirs continues to fall. All praises to the Most High. Yah bless you. I love you. See you next time. Shalom.